kind of want to wait it until I had some pretty interesting things to talk about. Why did this carpet look so high in this camera? But I wanted to wait until I had something interesting to talk about before I did this particular live. And I find now, like, doing live videos, it's like something I don't want to just like get on here and talk about anything. Like, I want to like really, really, really take some time to reflect on the thoughts and the feelings that I'm having. Whew, it used to be so easy to just jump on live and just talk about everything, but now I'm maturing, and so I want to be thoughtful and intentional when I talk. Words have always been important. If you in that video, I was behind the camera, so if you scroll back to see my first video, if you scroll back to see my first video, like, I was not in that video. So, but now I've come such a long way, with making content. For a season, I stopped coming on YouTube. I was on Facebook venting, mad at the world. My awakening started happening. People think when you wake up to what's going on in the world, you just have like this angelic moment, but no, like my awakening, and that may be that may be another person's journey, but that wasn't my journey. My and I would never say that I was fully asleep, because I always felt like I knew something, or I that this shit was bigger than Nino Brown. So, like, when I was willing to accept it. And I think now I'm just in such a peaceful place of understanding that, when I look at people like Infinite Waters and Dane Calloway and 19 Keys, all of these beings who are prophets in their own right, a lot of the women who are out there teaching us consciousness and waking us up. I applaud them, but at some point I'd be like, are you judging people for wanting to be asleep? Are you judging people for wanting to be here for the lies? Are you judging people for being content with, the way things are? Like, because are you really a higher level being, or are you a more conscious individual if you think that it's okay to put someone else down for not being where you are, for not being present all the time, for some of them who choose not to be. I think the thing that upsets me about people who get taken advantage of by the system, or by the powers that be, or by the status quo, I think what upsets me the most is individuals who are being deceived and they don't know they're being deceived. Like, if you are being manipulated and tricked, and if you knew better, if the information was available to you, if you were taught about another way, and you had the option to do something different with your life, to me that's different. But if you don't know another way, if all you know is what's been taught to you, and people are taking advantage of you, and people are manipulating you, my heart goes out to people in that situation. My heart goes out to people who are hurt in that situation. So I've just had time to mature and understand that some of us are here for the lie. Some of us are here to be manipulated. Some of Yeah, so I see my live is doing the freezing thing. I guess it's because I'm talking about something a little too profound. So anyway, let me get to the if my connection is gonna be crazy. I don't want to make this a long video. Um, a lot has happened to me in the past year. Y'all know I shared when my husband passed away, when my ex lover passed away, the one who helped me to really just appreciate, just helped me to appreciate the print that's printing. Come on, printing, cause baby, she is printing today, baby. Print is printing, honey. But yeah, I've been running. Girl, it just feels so good to have your own workout clothes in your snatch, girl. And let me say something about having a snatch. For me, it's not about thinking that I'm better than a girl because I have a snatch. It's not about thirst trapping. It's about body because my vagina is far from what my idea of perfection is, but I am learning to love what I have more and learning to celebrate and appreciate and whereas I was getting ready to have a surgery, sex change, and girl got lovely depth, taking big ones, honey. And and part of me felt like because I was the mother and because I got all these curves, I'm supposed to go and get my snatch, deeper, so I could feel more like the mother figure because the mother's supposed to be able to, have bigger snatch and take bigger, and so like my ego, it was my ego, but I think looking at that in a different way, I believed for a long time, and I said this in an old video that our daughters should have different experiences than us. They should go to the next level. They should experience the next level. So instead of me feeling insecure and feeling intimidated, like I felt. Because I remember when we was getting our breasts done, because we both had nice hormone breasts, but we had a little help. You know what I'm saying from the silicone doctor in Texas. And we had got a little boost in our chest and got some more money from my at the time sugar daddy. And we had and they had to make my breasts bigger because I was jealous of her. And so I think I kind of went through that again with the vagina, but now it's like maturity. I just turned 46 last Sunday. Child, I'm not about to go and lay on nobody's table because the two men that I would have let get that snatch, that I would have really just went all out for to get that snatch. Both of them gone. They ancestors now. So they was like, don't go through that for us. Like if you finna go lay on that table again, don't do it for us because we ain't gonna be here. Like, and and it's so crazy that when my book was published, and a lot of y'all haven't been getting that book, and I'm telling y'all, I think y'all kind of sleeping on the book because a lot. I went through a lot to get that book here. Like, I'm not just gonna talk about the fact that I spent $2,500 to get the book published. That's the least of it. But I always had this vision that when I published my first book, something tragic was gonna happen to me. You know, like I always had that vision, and for a long time I wanted a physical body. And that's why I procrastinated. That's why it took me so long to write my first book. That's why, aside from the fact that I think that I'm dyslexic partly, that's why my grammar is sometimes a little hard to understand. I think that I have some form of dyslexia. I've been told this by other people who have dyslexia just from hearing me talk about some of my challenges with writing. And so, being a little intimidated because of the fact that I think that I probably do have some form of dyslexia. And also just, being the type of person I am, being black and indigenous, being queer, being trans, all of this, these were barriers, but the biggest barrier was is that I always had this vision that something tragic was going to happen to me when I published my first book. And Aaron passed in December, and my husband passed in January, and my book was finally published in February. And so while I didn't physically leave this realm, two very important parts of me did. Two very important aspects of myself. Because when someone is drawn to you and y'all have a powerful connection, and that connection, because let me tell you something, I would have never abandoned either of them. That's how much I loved both of them. Like, we probably would have had our seasons where we wasn't speaking to each other, or our seasons where we was beefing, but I would have never cut them out of my lives. I loved both of them so much, so much, so much. And I knew it. When you meet some people and you just gonna hold on to them, it's some version of death do us part. And with both of them, that's what it was for me. Yeah, we give each other some space. Yeah, we'll take some time apart, but if you ever need me, I'm coming. That's what it was. But the ancestors didn't see it like that. They had a different plan for us. Um, so they didn't get to see the book physically. They didn't get to see the book. Um, but y'all do. So just think about that. This book is a love letter to everyone who has felt cast out, felt rejected, who's felt abandoned for being different, for not fitting into society, for not fitting into um, our ideals of masculinity, our ideals of femininity, our ideals of womanhood, our ideals of manhood, um, fitting into the church, fitting into a patriarchal society because they were too feminine or because they weren't masculine enough. You know, this testimony is for you. It's for us. So think about that. Sometimes we got to get out of our own way. People go through things. We all go through things for other people, and it took a lot for that book to manifest. People who I would have loved to lay on side of and read that book to. You know, and I took for granted when I was writing the book because I never read Aaron the parts of the book where he was in because I just assumed I'd always get that chance. And I never sat down and read my husband any stories because I always assumed I'd get that chance. And I laid on side of him working on that book, and you know, I neglected him a little bit sometimes because I was so focused on that book. And those are moments that I can't get back. But that book is here, you know? So support the book because I went through a lot to bring that document, to manifest that document, to birth that, you know? I just wanted to take a little moment to say that. But I was recently in New Orleans New Orleans. My sister hate when I say New Orleans. My biological sister. But recently I was in New Orleans, and when I was there, um I had a lot of different experiences, and I'm still kind of torn because at first I was like, nah, I'm not gonna move back to New Orleans. I come down all the time. I'm always there. Um, I never changed my identification from Louisiana. You know, that's still home to me. But I feel like I've outgrown the men there. You know, I feel like I've outgrown the intimate relationships with men there. I recently had this serious attraction with this bisexual guy who is a well-known artist in New Orleans, and I had like an amazing attraction to him. I mean, like we shared a kiss and it was electric, and I I became clingy really quick. Like if I'm being honest, I'm gonna go ahead and be honest, but this thing was fine. I mean, when I say fine, I'm not gonna say his name because I'm not that girl. Cousin Miss Baby was fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that again. Miss Baby was fine, but also immature. Don't clearly, you were misleading. You know what I'm saying? And you're not what you make yourself out to be at all by a long shot. And so, even with all of your tremendous talent, your tremendous gift, and your amazing platform, you immature, you childish, and I kind of felt foolish for thinking that just because you're more in touch with your feminine side, that you can't be a dog ass nigga like the rest of these dudes. Like, I don't know why I be giving, men who are more connected to their femininity and men who um just embody more of a reverence for their mothers. Like I just be thinking that y'all gonna somehow be more intelligent and more in tune and more mature and more responsible. So I give y'all way too much, and I've always done that. You know what I'm saying? I I've always done that. Um and this is a stereotype term, but we call them butch queens and bunnies. And some of the girls, whether we post op or pre op, we like a bunny. We talk to the bunnies. And I've always been attracted to bunnies. Bunnies who are fluid in their sexuality. Like we know you're a dated man, we know you're a bottom. You obviously, celebrate your femininity, you still identify as a man, but we know you'll go ahead and bottom, you'll go ahead and pose down, to get jugged, and you'll be in a relationship with a man. And that doesn't intimidate me anymore. I used to would not talk to because I didn't want to compete with that. I can't compete with you. You still got your penis. Like I can't compete with that. Like, girl, if that's what you want. But now, child, I'm so mature about it. Like I watch. Like if you want to get your cookies jugged, I'll watch. Like that's where I'm at in my journey. But I need you to be mature about where you are. Like I need you to be honest about what it is that you want. Because it's human nature for me to make my little snide remarks and my little smart comments because I'm feeling a little insecure, just like I'm sure you'll probably do at any opportunity you can. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's human for me to do that. But I also think that growth is me being able to say, okay, girl, you was tired for that. That was late. You petty. Maybe you feeling away because you can't jug him. Maybe you feeling away because you don't have your little meat pistol so you could poke him down and you had to watch him get pounded out like that and you in your feelings. And so maybe you said that foolish ass shit because you felt away. Like maturity, being able to admit that there may be some feelings of inadequacy momentarily. There may be a window of that, but I'm not gonna stay there because I'm not one of those girls who regrets having the complete sex change. Like, there's been, I'm not gonna say there has not been moments where I've been like, girl, what if you would have did it this way? But girl, no, not like that. Those are fleeting because I think now, I don't look at myself as a person who feel like they was born in the wrong body, because I see myself as a combination of female and male genetics. I see myself as a component of masculine of a combination of masculine and feminine energy. I see myself as a combination of my foremothers and foremothers genetics. And so, in seeing myself in that way, I just feel like I was born with the wrong combination of genetics to give me the anatomy that I would have been comfortable being sleep with the whole time. Because, had I been born with a different combination, a girl would have got her some cheerings and sat down somewhere. So I think that I was born with the wrong combination of genetics to say, yay, to be about, like, I don't feel like I was born in the wrong body. I just feel like I was born with the wrong genetics to give me the anatomy that would have gave me completely what I wanted. And sometimes I have to ask trans people and non-binary people, different questions, because you have trans masculine beings, who want you to respect them as a man, but also want to remind you that your pussy fake and theirs is real. Make it make sense. And then you have trans and non-binary people who have penises, and you have to ask them, okay, do you think you're superior to me because you still have your cis parts, or do you think you're superior to me because you have a penis? So is this patriarchy, or is this what they call it, some type of hetero cis superiority thing you got going? What's the tea? And so, being post op provides an opportunity to have such those conversations. And I don't shy away from any of them, because somebody got to do their work. Because, a lot of my sex change sisters, girl, they don't have the conversation. They too busy trying to blend in with cis hetero women. Girl, no, that's not my narrative, girl. I ride the bench for the new tribe, the whole ones who got nothing to hide. We dark as the bottom of the sea, still connected to that water I just poured in my tea. They're gonna show you how to thrive, problem solve, and evolve. Period. Period. So anyway, like I like, all in all, while I was in New Orleans, I had a negative experience with this guy who really legit just, I don't know why I had him. Dudes be ready to have sex with you, and they don't want to hit Google. They don't want to ask you no questions about yourself. And then when they do, they uneducated about people who are positive, and they end up saying all type of asshole shit. And so I think that was another reason why I just felt like I just have not been having luck with men in New Orleans. I have not been having luck with them. I'm at this point, I'm not interested. Like, I like it creatively. I like going to New Orleans creatively. I like working on art there. I like swimming. I went to the beach that's not open yet, Lincoln Beach. I had a moment there. I'm just concerned because there was no fish in the water, small ones or nothing. Went to the country club multiple times. Got my life there. Had so much fun with that. Went to a lot of events. I performed on a queer art show. It was amazing. Can't wait for the footage to come out. Um, yeah, I got booked. I was booked. I had a booking. Um, I'm excited about this project, Postcards from Over the Edge, that's coming up. I got to go down there and book a venue for a day. It's gonna be doing some amazing things with that. Met some new friends while I was down there. Met some, some new Black queer people. Had a wonderful time at Last Call's um, performance that they did this past Saturday. No, what it was Sunday. It was Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. Had a wonderful time at their event. It's Nia, Jasmine. I saw so many people there who just really, really like. Um, I had a wonderful experience. I think I had one tense experience at that. I see how I've changed, I see how I matured because I can remember at one time I would have been jealous. I would have said crazy stuff. I would have got mad. Like I, and I don't even think I would have been jealous as much as I would have felt played. Like there was so many different emotions that like I used to be real reactionary. I used to when people said things to me, I just went with it. My emotions took over. And now I've learned part of being a mother, being a guide, being an elder, being a mentor, being an ambassador is knowing that you can't just always be in your feelings. You can't always just let somebody, send you down that road. And so I think that's what this experience taught me when I went down there because there were moments where I could have acted ugly. There was moments where I could have jumped on YouTube and just drug, out of hurt feelings or just being reactionary. But even with all it, because I mean, I felt I wanted that experience to be different. I do think that there's a missed opportunity in Louisiana, not just Louisiana, but there's a missed opportunity in all of these places that I visit. New York, Georgia, Louisiana. I say, that's why I titled this video the way I titled it because I'm on the Underground Railroad. It still exists, and I am networking with beautiful Black, Indigenous, queer, non-binary, trans, and heterosexual and bisexual people. All on this railroad. Building up this network of artivism where we learn from each other through culture and stories and wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And this work is so important with everything that we have going on in the world today. We need to be prepared. We need to have our voices prepared to advocate for ourselves, to defend ourselves, to be able to express ourselves. And so that work that I do is crucial. And that's why I'm thankful for the grant opportunities that have been coming my way and the resources that have been coming my way, the opportunities that I've been getting to amplify the work that I do and to amplify my voice and community. And I'm also honored at the way that I've been celebrated and acknowledged by community. But at the same time, it's a responsibility to say that I feel like we need to do better by those who have come before us, our elders who are still alive. Like so many times, there's so many resources that are exhausted into our youth. And this is not me hating on the youth, but y'all go above and beyond to protect the youth. And the youth, they ain't showing up unless you got a gift card or something for them. Y'all act like y'all don't want to be bothered with y'all elderly because of the trauma that we done been through, and y'all don't feel like hearing our mouth. But the youth so entitled, they don't want to show up unless you got something for them. And so y'all put all of y'all resources into the youth a lot of the times. And when the elders show up, honey, a lot of us done been through so much, and we just don't have the type of connections and the type of, a lot of us can't just get on social media and post GoFundMe's and crowdfunders and get that type of support. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, when we're traveling to these different places, it would be nice if we had safe houses. It would be nice if we had some type of Uber pass or a Lyft pass or something, where you could look out for your people, like, for real, like, because the Underground Railroad is still alive and well. Like, we still doing this work. Like, laws are changing. They got anti-trans laws, HIV, where they penalizing people for different reasons having to do with HIV. Like, there's so many policies and laws coming in place that are gonna deeply impact, queer, trans, and non-binary and Black Indigenous people. And for us not to have resources set up, and even more so, some of us have resources set up for our picks and chooses. Like, I don't give a damn if you don't like me. I don't give a damn what your personal problems with me are. I My ability to show up for my community has never been impacted by I now I've had to change what me showing up looks like, because you're not going to define that for me. Just like you're not going to define my pussy, you're not going to define how I need to show up, because I've walked away from opportunities so that I could still teach from an authentic space, so that I could still continue to learn and grow, so that I could make sure that the next generation, a lot of y'all are getting to where you're getting because your elders have sacrificed so that you didn't have to learn those lessons. We stepped back, we moved out the way so you could have these opportunities. And so we need to take better care of each other. That's all I'm saying. Like, we need to take better care of each other, because sometimes I'm human. Sometimes I put myself in dumb situations, and you can't call a friend late at night. Well, at least, I don't like to call people at 3 o'clock in the morning and be like, "Girl, I need an Uber home." And then a lot of y'all will be like, "Well, girl, why you ain't got no savings? Why you ain't got?" And you have that mentality. I don't need nobody. Ain't nobody helping me. I got to do it for myself. That's you. I need a village. It takes a village. I need support. I need community. I need family. I need friends. I can't do shit by myself. It's some things I don't want to do by myself. What is it all for? Because once you get your big house and your big car and your banking account full of money, if you ain't got nobody around to tell you well done, or to go on these events with and to do these things with, what is it all for? So for me, it takes a village, and my whole life I was being prepared for this, because you know, I always wondered why, as a child, I was going backwards and forwards from here to there, from here to there. Because I used to be from Bogalusa to Louisiana, because I was born. I mean, from Bogalusa to New Orleans, because I was born in New Orleans, and I was raised in Bogalusa. Then when I got older, I started going to Alexandria. I started going to Texas. I went to Milwaukee. Like, I've always moved around. Like, I've always, not like an army brat, but I moved around a lot. And now it makes sense, because it was like my childhood was preparing me for the person that I am as an adult. Like, I literally start to get restless when I sit in the same spot for too long. So I'm meant to travel. I'm like a star moving. I'm like a planet literally doing this. You know how the planets be moving and how they align, and like, I literally do that. Like, I literally move like that. Like, I literally move like I move like a star. I move like a planet, honey. Man, I don't sit still. And that's the one thing about air. I was telling people that this is why I love being a Gemini. I respect all of the signs. I actually painted